Brendon, way down the back here, the jockey in purple.
Yeah, I can't really see with that light.
Probably a good thing. Just a couple of questions, Brendon. Firstly, your reaction to tonight's performance and the overall performance of the team at the World Cup?
Yeah, tonight's performance is obviously somewhat disappointing, but at the same time, I think Australia played better. It came down to one game. We gave ourselves that opportunity in this tournament with so much on the line, and ultimately Australia stepped up and they were too good for us on the night. Look, it's a credit to them that they were able to do so on a big occasion. I'm really proud of the guys. I thought the way that we played throughout this tournament, the brand of cricket that we've played, the way that we've entertained people and I guess left nothing out there in terms of the character and attitude on the field. I think it's been one hell of a ride and something that we'll remember for the rest of our lives. And it would have been great to have got the silverware, but it wasn't to be. But I think what we're able to achieve in this tournament will last for a long time. And the friendships we created, the experiences that we've had, and I guess the people that we've been able to inspire throughout the tournament is something that we're really proud of. And it's never nice running second, but sometimes you've got to doff your cap to the winner.
Just pop in a question about players on the side. Yesterday, Michael Clarke retired from the short form game. What about retirements within your side? Rumours that there are players going to retire and that you may well be following in Michael Clarke's footsteps, giving up one-day cricket to do just Test cricket. Can you confirm or deny those rumours?
I think firstly, Michael Clarke, he's been an outstanding cricketer for Australia. I think his captaincy has been brilliant throughout his tenure. He deserves to bow out a World Cup winner, and sometimes there is a bit of romance in this game, and I think that was one of those occasions tonight. And so, congratulations to Michael, and he thoroughly deserves the achievement that he's had. Look, there may be guys within our group who will retire. We'll let the dust settle on this one, and we certainly won't look to try and grab any headlines over the next couple of days because they belong to Australia and they've earned the right to do so. So we'll let the dust settle. We'll be gracious in defeat. And then we'll work a plan over the next couple of days for some guys who may look to retire. But yeah, I think it's the right thing to allow Australia to bask in the glory of this success.
Brendon, over here, mate. Wide mid off.
There you
go.
Just come in a couple.
Wide mid off. Yeah.
Just come catching.
You win games, you lose games, but I'm wondering if you can give a sense of how much it rankles with you or irks you or disappoints you that the way the game played out tonight, that you couldn't really get close enough, and history books, I guess, will show that it was a pretty convincing win for Australia. Does that kind of add to it a little bit, add to the disappointment? And secondly, did Australia surprise you at how hard they came out at you right from the off?
It doesn't rankle me because I think, they were too good, and I think you've got to sometimes acknowledge when a team is better than what you were on the day. Hey, if we played them tomorrow, who knows what the result may be, but on the occasion, on the day, they stepped up and they delivered. I thought they obviously put us under early pressure, took 3 early wickets against us, and then we regathered. We gave ourselves an opportunity at 3 for 150, and then they came again at us, and all credit to them to be able to grab those key moments. I talked a lot in the lead up to the game that I thought the game would be determined by how people step up or which team stepped up in those key moments, and Australia did so today. So, I think on the scoreboard it does look convincing, and it was a convincing win in all honesty. There was times throughout the game that I still felt as if we were in it, even 183 on the board. I still felt that we were still a chance in this game, and whether that's my eternal optimism or there's some realism as well about the wicket and the fact that runs are on the board. 2 for 60. There's a couple of things which may have gone our way. If we were able to get one or two more, then the game may have panned out differently, but it didn't. And all credit to Australia for the way that they were able to deliver on the biggest stage and the biggest occasion and at the key moments. We'll take some lessons out of that, but sometimes you just got to admit that you ran second in the race, and fair play to Australia for all their hard work and their success in the key moments.
Brennan, just a couple of questions for you. One, was there a pivotal...
Right next to...
Same position, yeah.
2 catches.
Exactly. Was there a pivotal moment for you in the game? And secondly, what statement does New Zealand's performance make to the big three in the world of cricket?
I think there was a pivotal moment. I think the power play when Roscoe, obviously Ross and Grant had formed a really good partnership out there and got us back in the game. 150 for 3 after 35 overs. Most times, and this team would firmly believe that we were capable of 270, 280, if not more. I guess a little bit unlucky for Roscoe to get out the way he did. And then we saw Australia really, I guess, bare its teeth and put the hammer down on us. So, that was probably the pivotal stage. I thought if we were able to get through 3 or 4 overs at a decent strike rate, we wouldn't have been able to launch later on with our bigger hitters coming in with a bit of freedom. The statement that it makes to the big three, look, that's not what motivates us. We're about making sure that we go out there, play an aggressive and positive brand of cricket, play with the humility with which we've played with throughout this tournament. We haven't always been like that, but I feel in this tournament we've made significant strides in how we've gone about playing the game. I think we've, what we're trying to achieve as a team, we've been able to make some big strides throughout the last couple of weeks. So we can hold our heads up really high. I think we've had some tremendous support from back home and from around the world, but we came up here today, 93,000 people, a lot of Kiwis travelled over. We felt the vibe from back home. The support's been outstanding. The guys have been forever grateful of it. And I guess we'll move on to the next stage in our cricket careers and our lives, but this is something we'll never ever forget. And it's been a really proud time to be a New Zealander, even though we ran second.
Down the back, Brendon. Any regrets, anything you'd change today, or is that just cricket?
I think it's just cricket. I'd love to have, there's a couple of things at defining moments if things had panned out differently, but that's the game. It's the game that we play. There's a winner and then there's got to be a loser, and I guess that's why the game was created. And I guess, ultimately you can't have any regrets in this game. You go out there, you try and play as well as what you possibly can, and if a team's better than you on your day, then you cop it sweet and you let them enjoy the celebrations.
Brendon, you've lost 2 major finals to Australia now, the Champions Trophy in 2009 and this. They've won 6 straight 50-over finals. What do you think sets Australia apart in the big games? Why are they able to win them fairly comfortably every time?
Yeah, well, I think we've lost 2 finals to them, obviously. But this is a different team. The way that we've played, the way that we've conducted ourselves as people and as cricketers throughout this tournament, we're a lot different to what we were back in the Champions Trophy that we lost as well. So I don't put a great deal of emphasis on, I guess, losing those 2 finals. It's a good thing that we're making finals, I guess, for a change. But, I think Australia, they stepped up and, they have got some experience in playing in big occasions, and maybe that was one of the differences as well. I don't know. But, I think we can't read too much into it. I think they stepped up on the day. They were better than us, and, they'll be drinking the winning champagne.
Brendon down the back again. There were notable send-offs for several of your players tonight, Martin Guptill, Grant Elliott, Daniel Vittori. Was there much said about that in the dressing room, and can you just give us your thoughts on the spirit in which tonight's game was played?
Yeah, look, it wasn't really discussed within the group. That's send-offs to send-offs. It's not something we are necessarily concerned about. Again, I think the focus should be on how well Australia played and how much they deserved this victory rather than any of those sort of minor issues on the way through. So, I certainly don't want to, I guess, go too deep into that.
Brendon, just a couple of questions. Was it today a toss you wouldn't have minded losing, given how you chased against South Africa the other night? And secondly, can you put your finger on why Kane and Tim Southee sort of just went off the boil a little bit at the business end?
Yeah, look, the toss, I thought it was a good toss to win at the time. Michael Clarke also said that he would have batted. The pitch played okay, and I think there's testament to the partnership we were able to create with Ross and Grant. I guess they were able to swing the ball early on, and that posed a few problems. If we had lost the toss and we found ourselves bowling, who knows, they might have got 400 the way they played today as well. So I guess you can't have those regrets. We won the toss. We took the aggressive option. That was what we wanted to do. I thought runs on the board in the final, and hey, if we had got 260, 280, then we might be having a different conversation now. But and look, Tim and Kane, they're outstanding leaders within this group. They're both young guys. They performed really, really well for us over a long period of time. The game is the game. Sometimes you miss out, and those guys will be richer for the experience. They're both champion fellas who They play the game in the right spirit. They care a lot about this team, and I'll support them all the way through. And sometimes you can't get the runs that you want, or you can't get the wickets that you desire, but they've gone about it in the right way, and they're integral parts of this team moving forward.
Brendon, down here, mate.
You do need to stam it up, Willie.
Bit rich.
Yeah, correct. Touche.
Sorry. Sorry, mate. Probably scant consolation, but there's that old saying, you got to lose one to win one. Do you think that could be something for this team going forward?
Yeah, maybe. I think the team perhaps will change over the next little while, but hopefully the style of cricket and the things that we've been able to implement with this team and the brand that we're trying to play will remain and develop over the next little while. Hopefully that will then filter down to some of our domestic cricket as well, and we'll see some youngsters start to play the game and try and play it the same way that we've tried to operate through this World Cup. I guess once you're in the final, you got yourself an opportunity of winning. If we can keep making finals, then we'll win one at some point.
Brendon, just looking at the year or so before the World Cup, were there moments when you felt that you were onto something special with this team?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I do think that we were starting to get there. It took a lot of hard work along the way, and I don't think we're the finished product just yet. But we're certainly heading in the right direction. We've got a team full of guys who are selfless about trying to play for New Zealand. They know that during the time that they've got, they want to make an impact, and they're prepared to buy into team plans and try and play an aggressive style of cricket. And we know that that's our greatest opportunity over the last probably 12 to 18 months. It's been a process of filtering that and starting to really crunch down our plans and the personnel that we wanted within the group. And I think we're starting to get there. And it's hard when you've lost the final to sort of think too holistically, but I think we've made some significant changes, and we're certainly richer for the experience in terms of our standing in world cricket. So, we need to keep getting better. We're not satisfied where we sit at the moment, but the way we're going is certainly the way to go about it.
When Mitchell Starc is bowling as well as he's bowling, how tough is it to face?
He was a bit too good for me today, that's for sure. Look, he deserves the man of the tournament for me. He was outstanding. He bowled at good pace. He swung the ball late, and he was incredibly accurate all the way along as well. So, sometimes in this game, you go in with your best laid plans and your ideal, scenario of how you see the game panning out. But sometimes the guy's just too good for you, and that's the beauty of this game. And that's why when you do have success, you've got to make sure you enjoy it along the way, because it is a contest, and sometimes the other guy's a bit good for you.